Hello everyone, it is me, Reese Spice here. On the 4th of November, From Software lovingly gave us 15 minutes or so of Elden Ring gameplay, so I thought I'd make you a video detailing my reaction and thoughts on it. So, here's my reaction and thoughts on the 15-minute Elden Ring gameplay video. Cool. So, it opens up, the lands between. There it is. Look at that big golden tree. What it means we don't know, but I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. If you remember the leaked footage, it was this player character that was jumping all over the rocks. It was released a few weeks ago. There is your so-called bonfire with a little bit of guiding light which leads you towards your next objective, or so they have said, but it's an open world game. You're obviously not going to follow that all the time, are you? You're going to go and cause trouble all over the shop. And look at that little caravan there with the chained ogres just pulling that cart. How lovely. We'll definitely be killed by them for sure. Now, this is a field boss. These are optional, they're rock hard, and they're placed all over the world. And look at it, it's a big mighty dragon coming to wreck your day. But this also does demonstrate the mounted combat on the back of your horse, cow, mount, you know. It's pretty cool. Spamming off some magic there. And you'll notice that is a theme going throughout the entire gameplay footage, that magic's seems more accessible than it has been in previous games of From Software. And you also get to see how you'd fare not on a mount facing this bloody thing. And it doesn't look fun, but it will be fun, won't it? It's a From Software game. You know what you're getting into. And then stab it in the eye. And there it is. Dragon slaughtered. Wonderful stuff. But makes you wonder how many of them are in the game or other such field bosses.
Can you hear me?
Now this makes me happy because it's quite cheeky, quite fun, and really out of context for any other Soul games. I know that they have had their humour in the past, of course they have, but this is brilliant, and it's very light-hearted and lovely.
And as you can see, I'm stuck here. These. Can you help me out of this?
And of course, being a From Software game, you're always going to click yes, aren't you? Because
put those doubts to rest. I'll be
you don't want to ever say no to anyone. You never know what might happen.
Give it your all, I say.
And the club makes an alrighty return. Wonderful stuff. Club's not been in every game, has it? I don't think there was a club in Bloodborne. Well, not that you could wield anyway.
Well played, Chris.
Thank you.
Well played. Oh, that mighty wallop of yours almost spelt the end of me.
Oh, everyone's going to be laughing and cackling, aren't they? Look at that! It looks like a picture, and yet, again, we have another build here. Don't know what characteristics they have, but vastly different from the other one. It's twin blade, so you'd imagine it'd be quite dexterous, quite quick. And this map makes me so very happy. It's very Breath of the Wild, especially what you can do with your markers and sort of like the in-game waypoints. And there it says you can use up to 100, which is going to get very confusing, I imagine, unless you're like me that does one, clears it off, moves on to the next one. But look how detailed this map is. It looks like colorized parchment. It's going to be good, and can't wait to explore every inch of it and get murdered and deaded within every inch of the lands between. And look, there it appears. Brilliant. It looks good. I like it. Now here are the jump pads. I have no idea what else to call them other than jump pads, because that's exactly what they are. Spirit springs. Thank you, mate. Verticality, I like that word. They use that a lot in the Sekiro promos, and they are bringing that to this, which is going to be excellent. Now, you've just seen lightning hit the floor and then the yellowish bolts. I wonder if they're a collectible resource that you can use to infuse weapons as such, but we won't know, will we? And did you see there was wildlife there? There is also a couple of eagles coming up here, which leads into the next bit that we'll talk about, which is crafting, because you're obviously going to be able to get feathers from them to make arrows and such. Your little telescope. I imagine it's a telescope or a, I don't know, magnifying monocle or whatever. But we'll go get it, won't we? So, and here it goes, the item crafting, which is brand new to From Software, I believe. Anyway, please feel free to correct me in the comments below. But yeah, a little bit of crafting is always fun, and what variations you'll be able to get from the crafting materials that are in game, who knows? Could be quite wild. But yeah, you knock him out with a sleep arrow. He goes to bed, he buys. Night night, chap. Stab him up, and there that changes there and takes you out of stealth, it looks like. Who knows? Nice strong jumping attack there, just to break their posture or poise if they have that. And the weapon arts, there it is, lovely. And the weapon arts have to be quite fun. Oh, and you just said there can be an interchange between weapons, which is really cool. So say if you learn one, i.e. like Sekiro, you might be able to put it onto a spear or an axe instead of your little greatsword there. And then grab that loot and get out of there, I suppose. I like the fact they're not showing any of the UI as well. Yeah, the spirit summons are very intriguing as well. And you know they're going to be a massive trade-off from summoning them. Like, you probably won't get enough what will equate as the game's souls, but who knows? It's very interesting, which means either this game's rock hard and you're going to need to use them, or they're going to be completely broken and you're going to be able to steamroll everyone, but we shall see. And it's another build. It's another knight build in its pretty armor, and I like it. And this bit shows a little bit of the multiplayer. So from what we know is any game that contains any of the land betweens can contain up to 4, which means you can cooperate with 2 others and have an invasion for the other player. So there'd be 3 of you essentially versus 1. But how that goes, we'll see. I was never really a big fan of the invasions. I like quite just going around the world of Souls games and Bloodborne, of course, without getting invaded, which also brings me on to another point of that you cannot get invaded if you're playing in single player. You can only get invaded if you're playing co-op. Again, let people explore, relax as such if you can, and just go have some fun. And you'd imagine these would be brimming with enemies, so that's why they're sneaking around. Gesturing is important. And here, another field boss. Look at it. It just looks hard, doesn't it? It's lovely golden armor. Spamming magic again. And a nice block, riposte. And it kind of went down like you could be able to do a visceral attack on it as such. But we shall see when the game gets released in February 22nd, I believe. Now, that looks like it is pulled straight from Dark Souls 3 with that boss. I'll put a little PNG of him there. I can't remember his name, but you know one. There's many of them. The crystal something or other. I can't remember off the top of my head, but that particular spell there with the arrows raining down looks like it can pull straight from there. But if you get to use it this time, how good's that? Just look. It looks so nice. Oh, the first time you see a roll. And again, another build. Full damage is probably negated, or at least not as a big damage dealer as it has been in the past. And you always want to push a door, don't you? The door animations in all of these games have always been fantastic. But this is a catacombs. Loot lives here. Enemies live here. And you're probably not going to have a nice time, but, you know, risk reward like they are with all these games. And all these dungeons are interlinked with for the rest of the world, or the place where you are in the world. It's going to be quite clever, but we'll see more about that later. And traps. Traps suck. I thought we had enough of them with the Sen's Fortress with the pressure plate things. I'm not going to enjoy this. There's your little carp friend, like saying, look, what's this? Illusionary wall. Go stab at it. Oh, look, it disappears. And loot for all. Loot for everyone. Now, I had a look at that chain there, and I was... Oh, look at him celebrating. I wonder if mimics are a part of this game, hopefully, because I always like the threat of mimics, even though they was easily spotted after a while, but... It's still quite fun. Oh, yes. Here we go. Resting up there, what equates to a bonfire. Here she is, our firekeeper, as such. Greetings to you. Melina. Something up with her eye.
Offer you an accord.
So Melina's accord, I assume it's we bring you what are the game's equivalent of souls, and then we can level up by you, upgrade our weapons and all that. So this is the castle, and I love this. I love the fact there's two entrances into this. But it makes you wonder why this guy's telling you. Does he have a deeper reason for telling you this information, or, you know, maybe he's just sick of the people he works with, which, you know, happens, doesn't it?
You're tarnished, aren't you? I would advise against taking the main gate into the castle. It's tightly guarded by hardened old hands. Oh, try the opening right here. The guards don't know about it.
The gigantic hole in the wall the guards don't know about. They don't come into this room very often then. No, I'll use the main entrance.
Fair enough. You certainly don't have to trust me. Well, if you must go through the gates, I'll signal them to open. But of course, I'd advise against it.
Well, I'm a knight, doing what knights do, and I'm going to go through the main gate and see what happens. And I wonder if there are other sort of like murder holes throughout the other castles and dungeons throughout the world. And this isn't just a nice one-off of you getting spanked by 3 arrows from a ballista. But there'll be other things, I'm sure. I'm sure all the enemies dropping down in one, and giant hammers and whatnot. Now this is what I loved. Again, verticality being the word, but the spirit summons just absolutely trounced that guy. It just changed to a nice spear. Again, looks dangerous, no handrails. Definitely going to end up falling off that, for sure. But that interests me as well. Like, they've got weapon arts. There's another one there that looked very Bloodborne-esque. I know I shouldn't be comparing the games, but, you know, unfortunately it's going to happen. And how quick you can fire off an arrow from a bow as well, which seems more simplistic than it has been before. And I absolutely adore what's about to happen now. This enemy, the same model as the guy that tried to help you, just grab you, stab you, and push you. Now, this to me looks like the boss that's going to be at the end of the video, and I'm wondering if you can encounter in here earlier, which will save on him get into his second phase in later on. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. But we see him there. I think his name's Godric. I could be wrong. But look at this. Now with the jump button and it being fully open world and you can attack these any way you want, look how much you'll be able to explore and all the hidden secrets that are going to lie within the ramparts of the castle. It's going to be excellent. And how many missed jumps are you going to do? That'd be another question as well. Will it have the Sekiro sort of like honor system of if you fall once, will it kill you or will you get like a second chance at it? And here's old budget big hat Logan. If you know Souls games and stuff, he does have a very, very magey hat, doesn't he?
Nice to meet you.
Hello.
The pleasure's mine. Roger is the name. A sorcerer.
He's just said his name's Roger, which is lovely.
I'm looking for a little something.
He's looking for something. Well, aren't we all, friend? Aren't we all?
But enough about me. What are you doing here in Stormville?
He's just asking what we're doing in Stormville Castle. Well, obviously wrecking up falls and taking whatever we can take.
Not exactly a place I'd stroll into without.
Here we go. Oh no. Yeah, this eagle as well is gigantic. So do common enemies, he doesn't look like a common enemy, but have sort of summons like that, or they're going to have beasts of burden to just come and attack you at will? You know, like Bloodborne had the dogs and stuff, which would be really, really quite cool. But that eagle looked not so much photorealistic, but enough. It wasn't a spirit, is what I'm trying to say. And there it is, the fog door. Godric the Golden, I thought it was Godric, and the ruler of Stormville. And he was just in that hall previous. And the reason why I said, could you attack him there and avoid his second phase? Because as you see there, he's got that arm, he's got another arm, and he's got plenty of other arms on top of that. But what he does do is you'll see in a little bit. You know, far too many fingers on that hand. Tarnished. Playing as a lord.
I command thee.
Well, I won't be kneeling as you command, sir. I will be fighting you and getting rid of as many of them arms as possibly can. But here he goes. Here's Godric the Golden. Oh, God. So again, using some form of weapon art, I believe. I could be wrong. Please, if I've got the wrong terminology, please let me know in the comments below. But look, causing some form of storm, maybe? Oh, he's just a mess of axes and arms. And see, like this, immediately your little spirit friend draws aggro, so that's going to give you a bit of a break. And if that is not a summonable Moonlight Greatsword, I don't know what is. Look at the size of the boss arena as well. This is going to be interesting to explore before and after. Okay, so look, he's got the dragon head now, which if you look in a minute, and I'll pause it, it looks like he's just pulled it off that dragon's body and gone, actually, your head still works, so I'm going to use it. And why not, you know, use the resources that are given to you when you can get them. This looks mean and a bit much, really. That looks good. So there is so much to look forward to in Elden Ring. I love the fact you've got a big, gigantic, colorized map that you can place markers on, so you're never really going to get lost. I like the fact there's wildlife out in the world, which you are eventually going to probably cut up and use for crafting resources, and many different ways to attack many different things. You can either go sword swinging or go through stealth using sleep arrows. It is going to be amazing, and I think it's a push in the right direction from Software to develop something like this, and hopefully we see more open worlds from Software in the future. But you let me know what you thought of the presentation and this video. In fact, it is my first reaction video, so please be kind. And if you did enjoy it, please remember to hit that like button, that subscribe button, that bell icon as well for all notifications anytime we upload a video or go live with a stream. Other than that, I hope to see you here on the channel again. I'm just going to sit here and wait for Elden Ring to come out. So you have a really good rest of your day, a really good rest of your evening, wherever you are in the world. I've been Respice. This has been Memory Card Fall. That was Elden Ring, and we'll have to wait to play it in February 2022. So see you later, guys. Have a good day. It's going to probably play Sekiro now.